That's why. I've been talking to you guys for the last few minutes. I was live, I was streaming, but I just didn't, for whatever reason, I hadn't clicked start broadcast. Foolish, I was live, I've been talking away for the last 5 minutes. How are we all doing, everyone in the chat now? Good to see everyone. I don't even know. Aftab, Matty, Julius, Shell, lovely to see you, 3-star. Red Rebellion. Looks like Jan Diamand could be announced for Liverpool shortly, along with Iraola. Jan Diamand starting tonight, so we can do a bit of a scouting mission. Let's do a bit of a scouting mission tonight if you're a Liverpool fan. We get our first potential look at Jan Diamand. If you've not watched him anyway, throughout this season for Leipzig, or last season for Leganés, or at the AFCON for Ivory Coast as well. But the stream is live tonight. If you want to watch along with me, it is on Amazon Prime. You can watch it with me. It's a pay-per-view job. Sports. Right, there you go. France v Ivory Coast at the Stade de la Beaujoire in Nantes. Stade de la Beaujoire in Nantes. $2.99. Cheap at half the price. £2.99. English pounds to watch this game tonight, and I think it's going to be great value, I've got to say. Cheers, FCB. Thank you very much. City of Northville, who else are we missing? I don't even know. Good evening out of this lot. This is the best game, maybe, apart from Sweden and Greece. Well, yeah, Greece they were in front, weren't they? Sweden have turned it round in the end. Hiller, good to see you. Who else have we got in the chat tonight? They want £110 million for Diamand. What? What? Goodness me, what? Give us the red light. Stephen, it's went to 18 plus. It absolutely did not. Don't start this again. France 4-1, Elise double and Mbappe double. Okay. Love it. Love it. Right, hang on a second. Let me see if I can... Yes, Liam, how's it going? And I don't even know, says, nah, why did you stop the stream early last night? So what happened last night, basically, was... we had a Wi-Fi dropout. Now, Wi-Fi dropouts are pretty common, right? Wi-Fi dropouts are pretty common, and it only lasted about 30 seconds, if that. But if you think about what's happened to Premier League Dad, if you know what's happened to Premier League Dad, obviously, we had a few stream crashes, and the channel got labelled kind of unreliable. So as soon as I saw what happened was, first off, I was like, why are people not responding in the chat all of a sudden? And then I looked up and the telly had started that like buffering thing on Amazon Prime, and I was like, oh no, what's going on? And then I saw a couple of comments come through in the chat saying, where's he gone? And I was like, oh, it's crashing. It's going. It's going. The Wi-Fi's gone. So I started panicking, and I just immediately ended the stream. And literally the second I clicked end broadcast, which is just to let YouTube know, right, there's a clean handoff. As soon as I clicked that, immediately I saw Shell say, oh, he's back, it's fine. So it was down for all of 15, 20 seconds. Yeah, I am on Ethernet. Sorry, I am on Ethernet, not Wi-Fi. I am on Ethernet. I don't know why it dropped out. It was so annoying, though. It was literally so annoying. It was the second I clicked it, I just panicked. That's all it was. I panicked. Because I thought, I can't have a stream crash. I can't have it. I've literally created this new channel to give me a fresh, clean slate. I can't have it crash already. So I panicked. I apologise. I should have just been cool and calm. But I panicked. I hit the end broadcast button. And immediately, everything came back up. But I'd already ended it. So it was well annoying. Pete, you're not on TikTok. I am not yet. No. I am about to try something before kickoff. I am going to see if I can stream to TikTok as well through this, right? If anything happens, then I'll be back. I will be back. I will end it and I'll come back if anything happens. But it's going to happen very shortly. So... hang fire. I'm gonna gradually open. I'm gonna gradually open TikTok Studio, and we'll see if I can do this. Yeah, let's see if we can get it going. Is there a way? Right, so France versus Ivory Coast live. Right. Let's see if this works. Are we still good? I'll let you know. Yeah, Pete, I think I'm on there now. Or I should be. I'm hoping I'm still on there. I'm hoping it's gone on. I'm just going to see now if it's actually happened or not. Yes, great. Okay, perfect. We're still live on YouTube. This is good. We're still live on YouTube. And we're live on TikTok now, I think. And if that's the case, then I am a genius. Yes. Okay. Yes. It's working. It's working. Something's happened. It's fine. We're good. I started the TikTok live and we are here for both YouTube and TikTok, and everything is still tickety-boo. Right. Okay. Can I not screen record now? Why can't I screen record? Do you know what? I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to bother. Don't want to do anything like that. Let's just leave it be. Everything's fine. I don't even know, says Key. No game tomorrow. I'm guessing you're going to Amsterdam, mate. That's me, mate. You know it. Watchalong crab sticks and do not actually contain any crab. From 1993, manufacturers have been legally obliged to label them crab-flavoured sticks. Another one of them, same time tomorrow. Who got the power pack? Right, here we go. All right, Johnny, how's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. With a router with fallover, you can also use your phone's data with tethering to be the second connection. It's auto fallover, so if it detects an internet drop for redundancy. That is the next step, yeah. I'm going to get a dongle. I'm getting a dongle so I can have like a... If it drops out for whatever reason, I've got some sort of an overflow, but I don't know how to set it up. I'm not as technically minded as you, mate, but I've got to figure it out. Lancashire Evertonian says, Key, major experience coming to Everton this summer. I know they're ageing players, but Grealish at 30 and Jesus at 28 would be good to help us for Europe. Do you think Jesus is going to Everton? That's a big, big decision. Cheers, Pete. Thanks, mate. I'm glad. I'm absolutely made up. Daddy O says, Key, is it true your favourite part of Squid Games is the red light, green light? I haven't seen Squid Games, but I know the bit you're talking about. Right. Okay, we're off and underway. Let me get the scoreboard started. Sorry, the manual clock. That's what we needed. First half. And we are 30 seconds in. Right, we're off. We're off and underway, folks. Lovely to see everyone. Great ball down the left-hand side. France in the area. Great defending from Seiko Fofana and Mbappe's got a bit of a knock there already. A dongle do evening, everyone. Good to see you. Jordan, hey Key, hope you're doing well. How do you feel England's chances are on winning the World Cup? Who's your favourite? Do you know what? Favourite is still going to be Spain. But I have been thinking, by the way, about a dark horse that not a lot of people seem to be mentioning. I have been thinking about this. What about Ecuador? Ecuador for a dark horse. They've got an unbelievable defence when you think about it. They've got Hincapié at left back. They've got Pacho, they've got Joel Ordonez, and they've got a Purvis Estupinan on the other side. That's an AC Milan fullback, an Arsenal left back, a PSG centre back, and maybe a future Liverpool centre back. Joel Ordonez being linked with us this summer. So there's some real top talent. And then Moise Caicedo sat in front of him. They've got some young players in there as well, Kendry Paez, things like that. They only conceded, was it 5 goals in qualifying? Very, very good side, Ecuador. Could be one to watch. Good ball in. Ivory Coast near post. Nearly 1-0. Unruly Book, thoughts on the Iriola appointment? I'm not bowled over by it. I'm kind of one of them. I'm hoping I'll be proved wrong anyway. I have the Zone. I also have a VPN, so I'm watching the Canada stream. Nice, mate. Ecuador, Senegal, Norway, them 3, yeah. Senegal possibly as well. Yeah, very good shout. Ecuador have got a very good side. Definitely my dark horses alongside Japan, the Blue Samurai, yes. Right, Canate here, new Real Madrid signing. It's so annoying that Real Madrid have took Canate, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Michael Owen, Steve McManaman, like 4 unbelievable players off us and paid the best part of about 15 million quid. Shocking. Yes, Leon, how are you, mate? I'm very good, sir. I am very good. Hopefully you are too. I love the song Ecuador. Who sang Ecuador? Was that Sash? Ecuador. Dun, 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 dun. That's definitely going to be one of my Instagram songs for the next Ecuador game that we do. Ecuador. Dun, 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 dun. Archie, this looks like the team they'll start at the World Cup. Yeah, both teams, I would imagine. I mean, listen, France have got some players missing. You'd look at the bench tonight for France is very, very strong. They've gone with Marcus Thuram off the left-hand side. Ousmane Dembele, Ballon d'Or winner, isn't even starting. So they have got some real quality. Oh, Sweden drew with Greece in the end. Yeah, they've got Akliouche, Barcola, Dembele, Doué. Oh, here's Ivory Coast in the area. Chance, pull the ball back. Oh, nearly got the ball back there to Jan Diamand. It was £100 million of Jan Diamand talent. Has Drogba retired? Yeah, mate, Drogba's retired. JMWS, none of them compare to the legend that is Tommy Gravison Key. No. Who else have we got? Saliba's on the bench, Zaire Emery, Mateta, Lacroix, Kante, Gusto. Lots of Premier League players, Luca Dean. And then you look at Ivory Coast bench. Ivory Coast have got some real talent on the bench. You've got Amad Diallo, Ousmane Diamand, Nicolas Pepe, Sangare, Jean-Michel Seri, ex-Hull, ex-Fulham. Evan Gessand, Ange Bonny, who's the Inter Milan centre-forward. Some real talent on both sides today. This is going to be a really good game. Long ball, down the middle. It's quite a modest stadium choice as well for it, to play this in Nantes. Do you know what I was reading about earlier? By the way, I don't know if people have heard about this, but the World Cup is expected. There are games obviously kicking off in the early hours of the morning, but there's games that are expected to drag on for like 3, 4, 5 hours, because the World Cup protocol is that if there is any lightning strikes within, I think it's 15 kilometres of the stadium, and they have monitors. If there's 15 kilometres within the stadium, there's a lightning strike, the game has to be immediately stopped, players leave the pitch, and for 30 minutes it's stopped. If there's another lightning strike within that 30 minutes, the timer gets reset. And there's games that happened in the Club World Cup last year we saw, which went on for like 5 hours. this might happen again. It genuinely could happen again. And it's realistically seen as a possibility that fans could be in the stadium for long, long periods of time. So get ready for the very first 7-hour stream. Strike! Oh, brilliant save. Down low from the Ivory Coast keeper Fofana. Excellent strike. Was it Mbappe who ended up having the strike there? Really good save. Good effort. Lovely bit of football by the French. Excellent play. Mbappe found himself all on his own in the area. Right-footed, low down. Probably one the keeper expects to make, but he needed a big hand on it. Jeff, what channel is it on? It's Amazon Prime, mate. No Wilf Zaha. No, Zaha is not even on the bench for the Ivory Coast tonight. Key, do you think Ivory Coast could be a dark horse? They could, yeah, absolutely. Here's Mbappe. Ivory Coast get it away. Now on the counter-attack. Jan Diemans. He was the option there. They didn't quite find him. It's gone over to the left-hand side. "15 kilometres, give it a rest." Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. 15 kilometres. If there is any lightning strikes within 15 kilometres of a World Cup stadium, the game has to be immediately stopped. Players off the pitch, 30 minutes. It's going to be mad. Pete, I hate Real Madrid and I hope Canate wins nothing. Can people see, by the way, behind me, I've changed all the shirts for World Cup shirts now. We've got Colombia, we've got Netherlands, we've got Senegal, Argentina, Spain, Mexico. I've even got an England shirt up there. France versus Senegal is in the first round too. That's the best game of the opening weekend. Does anyone remember France versus Senegal in 2002? When El Hadj Diouf and Salif Diao dominated and Pape Bouba Diop scored to get the win for Senegal. France ended up going out in the group stages. The holders. Oh, good strike over the bar. Took a bit of deflection, did it? No, Marcus Thuram. I thought that was deflected over. How far is 15 kilometres? I don't know. In miles, I'd be lying if I said I knew. 15 kilometres. Isn't it two? Is it two and... I don't know. Is it 2.5? I thought it was 2.5 miles. I don't know. Can anyone tell me how many miles is 15 kilometres? If my... I don't know. I really don't know. I was obsessed with Senegal after that game. Yeah. Do you remember the goal Diao scored against... Was it Denmark? It was considered one of the goals of the tournament. Real team goal. Did you see the thing about not being able to empty water bottles into the World Cup games to refill them? You have to buy it inside the stadium now. Yeah, that's the another one. Yeah, they allowed, because of the amount of time fans are going to be expected to be in the stadium and the heat, they were allowing fans to bring in their own water bottles and they were going to allow them to refill them during the game. However, now you've got to buy them in the stadium. Got to buy them in the stadium. 9.3 miles. There you go. That makes sense then. 15k is 9.3 miles. So that would be... Yeah. Oh, okay. Not quite 2 then. 9.3 miles is a lot. It's a long way, that. There you go. If there's any lightning strikes within basically 9 miles of the stadium, game stops. Curaçao will win a game. That's my hot prediction. Here's France. A lot of early balls into the far post. Oh, good defending. Really good defending. Sorry, I got asked earlier, by the way, about the only Ivorian player to play for Liverpool. That's Kolo Touré, right? Josue Juarez. Sup? How's it going? I hope I've pronounced your name right. Is it Josue? Josue Juarez. Sorry if I've got that wrong. Neville, well. If it isn't the legend himself, Key Thomas. You know it, mate. Shahid, what if you're desperate to go to the toilet? Me? What if I'm desperate to go? I mean, I'll be honest. Listen, I'm going to level with you. If there's a game that's going on for 5 hours and 3 hours of that, it's just us sat here waiting for the players to come back out. I am not staying on the stream. Especially if it's like a 3 a.m. kickoff. If we're still sat here at 8 a.m., something's gone wrong. I'm not staying here. I love yous. I really do love yous, but I'm not sticking around for that. Ball down the left-hand side. Here's Mbappe. This is wonderful play. Jeremy Monger. How good is Jeremy Monger, the 16-year-old from Leicester? Yeah, very good. Yeah, talented boy. José Suarez says France to win. I think so too. In the area. Lovely ball. Mbappe. Playing for a penalty. No. And it comes out to the edge of the box. And it's back with Michael Elise. Andy, we had Drogba and Kalou. Are they the only Ivorians that Chelsea have had? Drogba and Kalou. I would have thought you'd have had more than that. Chelsea have had an awful lot of Africans over the years. I would have really thought you'd have had more. Football analyst Joe. England are nothing like Arsenal because at least they've won an international title. Joe says, sorry, did you answer my question? I did, mate, yes. The only Ivorian player is Kolo Toure. Yeah. You got to wear a device just under your desk and then you can be like, chat, you're watching it happen right now. Prices of players means bugger all now. If a club wants a player, they have to pay the price. I don't know why people are bothered about money when it's not theirs. Yeah, I think people get into that sort of football manager mindset, don't they, where they think, oh, well, the club's only got X amount of budget to spend. There was a guy who said today, earlier on Twitter, he was like, I don't understand why Liverpool are paying 100 million for Jan Diamand. Why don't they just go and go direct to Brazil or wherever? Go and buy these players. Go and take a chance. Go and pay 20 million for a player from Brazil. And I was like, yeah, but that's something that we've seen big teams do and get wrong loads and loads of times. Oh, Ivory Coast are in here. Big chance. Oh, wonderful defending. I think it was Ibu Kanate there who ends up getting back. Excellent defending. Oh, it was Upper Meccano, sorry. Really good defending. But yeah, there's an awful lot of footballers who have come from Brazil and just haven't been worth the money. Look at Luis Guilherme from West Ham. He was signed as a wonder kid. 25 million quid. Hasn't done it. Endrick was 47 million quid from Real Madrid. Sorry, from Palmeiras to Real Madrid. Kerrison, I think of him back in the day. I think Barca paid about 15 million for him. Nothing became of him. Rainier, do you remember Rainier? Was another one Real Madrid signed, 30 million quid. Didn't work out. Lots and lots of players cost big money from Brazil because they come out and everyone says, oh, they're the next Neymar, they're the next Rivaldo, the next Romario or whatever. And they never quite produce. So I think Liverpool and other clubs look at it and go, do you know what? We'll let Bournemouth take the risk. They can go and pay 25 million for Ryan. And if he ends up being really good, then we're happy to pay 80, 90 million if he's proven to be good. We're fine to take that risk. We're not fine to take the risk of 25 million and he's garbage. Ben, the only thing Rainier did was go to Dortmund on loan and FUT hyped him up. Yeah, Vitor Roque was another one. Ben, it is, mate. Yeah, it is on Amazon Prime. It's a pay-per-view on Amazon Prime. If you go Amazon Prime, then Sports, you'll see it. Here's Rabiot. Ball pulled back to the edge of the box. Gary Dorrington, the City of Northville Arteta is a winner. Something Southgate won nothing. And good strike. It's gone over for a goal kick. It was Rabiot again there. The key isn't getting the direct buy, it's getting the first purchase from the first purchaser. Imagine the Brazilian version of Key Thomas Matchday Tavern. I know, every time a goal goes in, goal! Good strike, that. What player do you think will be knee jersey signing because of World Cup? I think it was that knee-jerk signing. Yeah, there's a lot of players. There's always at least one big signing just off the back of the World Cup. Someone has a good World Cup and they get signed off the back of that. Wonderful play down the right-hand side. Here's a Dingra. Ivory Coast first foray forward, really. Excellent play. Ball pulled back. El Yawahi couldn't quite get it in his feet. And Gamaguru, yeah, I'd rather risk 25 million, be able to sell him for a similar price than risk 80 million if it doesn't work out, lose 40 odd. I know, but the chances are, I think that's the big risk, isn't it? If you look at the players that have come over for 25, 30, 40 million, the drop-off has been really stark. Like Rainier, for example, Real Madrid paid 30 million for Rainier. He's now at Atletico Mineiro back in Brazil. He's not... Yeah, I think they lost him on a free transfer in the end. Whereas, who's gone down here? Jan Diamand. No, we don't want Jan Diamand going down. For God's sake. This would be just Liverpool's luck. He's got an ACL or something. He gets kicked to shit there, doesn't he? Gets absolutely kicked. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. He's okay. Ethan, how's it going? To be fair to Endrick, didn't break in at a packed Real Madrid, but he showed quality on loan. He's done all right at Lyon, hasn't he? Sarah says we were talking about 30 million for Brazilian players who haven't turned up, so I said I'd rather waste 30 than waste 100 on Diamand. I think if you buy Diamand for 100 mil, chances are you'll be able to sell him a year after. If you figure out quite quickly he's not quite a good fit, you'll be able to get 50, 60, 70 back for him. The same sort of approach with Wirtz, I think. 100 million for Wirtz, you could sell him this summer. If it was really that bad of a thing, and it isn't, I think Wirtz did quite well last year. But if Wirtz had been proven to be not quite good enough, I think he'd have been okay. He'd have been all right. Joe, what did you think of Colo at Liverpool? Liked him, yeah. Good player. Very good player, very good defender. Arthur Melo was another one, yeah. Very good shout. 100 million for Diamande, not worth it. I think it remains to be seen just how much we pay for Jan Diamand. I don't think it will be 100 million. I think if it's 100 million, the deal doesn't happen. He's not proven himself to be a £100 million player. But I think we might pay somewhere close to sort of 70, 80 for him. I think that's entirely reasonable. Maybe with sort of like a sell-on or a bonus that could take it up to 90 million. Something like that. If he wins a Ballon d'Or or maybe a sell-on fee, or if he wins a league with us or a Champions League, then I can see that. Shahid, was Arthur Melo the one who signed for Liverpool but never played? He did play. He didn't play a whole lot, but he did play. He came in. I remember him playing away at Napoli, and he got ran all over the pitch. Liverpool got beat, I think, 4-1 against... It was 4-0 down at half-time, and he was in midfield. He was shocking. Carl O'Neill, with Areola at Liverpool, do you think there's more chance of signing Bournemouth players? And if so, who would you take? Yes, I do think Areola will go back for Bournemouth players. I think the only one that personally I would want... Krupi's a very talented boy, but I don't think he fits Liverpool. I think he's more of a number 10, and we've already got Wirtz. He's not a centre-forward, really. He's a good finisher. I wouldn't mind Krupi. If we went and got him, fine, but I don't think we will. I think Alex Scott is the one I'm really banking on. I'd love us to go and get Alex Scott. What do you think, though? Who do you think Areola's first signings will be at Liverpool? Joe, what match are you doing tomorrow? No match tomorrow. There is no match tomorrow. No. No match at all tomorrow. And Neville, what did you think of Balotelli's time at Liverpool? Oh, I was convinced he was going to be a star for us. Great ball in. France should be 1-0. Oh, straight at the keeper. Really poor from Michael Elise. Oh, it's really poor. Stop Spurs signing Senesi. No, I think if anything happens with our centre-back area, I'm sure we will go and sign a centre-back. I'm expecting us to go in for Zabarnyi or Hyson, maybe. Great play down the right-hand side. Here's Jan Diamand again. Arsenal only want Krupi because he won us the league. I remember we signed Poborski after the Euros. Man United, you did, yeah. He played very well at Euro 96, didn't he? Liverpool signed El Hadj Diouf and Salif Diao off the back of France. The World Cup in 2002 when Senegal battered everyone, but they battered France. But yeah, Gerard Houllier fell in love with Salif Diao and El Hadj Diouf. And we said to Nicolas Anelka, who we had a deal for lined up, we could have had Nicolas Anelka for £9 million. The deal was all done. It was all set. We could have had him. We had him on loan, and he was doing a brilliant job. And we could have had Nicolas Anelka. I think he'd have been a wonderful signing for us. And instead, we said, nope, you can go back. You can go back out. We don't want you. And instead, we're going to sign fucking El Hadj Diouf, the worst number 9. The worst signing Liverpool have ever made. Unknown FRX, are you happy with Areola? Am I happy with Areola? Yes, I am. I am happy with him. In the sense of now we've got rid of Arne Slot, now we've sacked him. Yeah, I guess I am happy. But I'm not. If you'd have said we're going to sack Arne Slot and replace him with Areola, no, I wouldn't have done. Pete, it's not up to Areola who we sign. Well, that's true. That's true. How good is Jacquet, Liverpool's new centre-back? Very talented boy. Again, he's injured. Not expected to be back until September, which is annoying. But yeah, we've got Jacquet, we've got Giovanni Leone, 2 of the best young centre-backs in Europe. But sadly, they've been out injured for a good while. Juve pulled a knife out on Anton Ferdinand at Sunderland, apparently. Very much alleged. Carl says, who are the top 5 Ivory Coast players of all time? Well, you'd have to say the Touré brothers. You'd have to say Drogba. After that, I think you really... There's a lot of, like, Wilf Zaha, Solomon Kalou. Yeah, I don't know. Who else would you say? If the top... If you're doing the Ivory Coast, the best 5 Ivory Coast players of all time, I think you'd probably include Wilf Zaha in there. I think he was a Premier League legend for Palace, and I think I'd probably put him in there. There's got a little water break going on now. Yeah, I would go Kolo Touré, Yaya Touré, Drogba, Wilf Zaha, Solomon Kalou in some 5 orders anyway. Iraq have just equalised against Spain. Go on, the Iraqis. In a strictly footballing sense. Javinho. The only fella with a worse hairline than me. Neville, hopefully it takes you about 13 years from now to find a somewhat decent manager like Man United. Sergio Aurier as well, yeah. Surprised no one's going in for Morgan Gibbs-White. Allegedly Spurs still very interested in him though. Key, can I ask what your thoughts are on paying over 100 mil for Diamand? Again, this is all rumour, mate. I personally don't think we will. I really don't think we will sign Jan Diamand for £100 million. Andy, I'd take Morgan Gibbs-White at Chelsea. It's where you play him though, isn't it? You've not got enough. You've got enough centre mids, like attacking centre mids. Tiote, yeah, Cheikh Tiote, wonderful player. That was a really well worked chance there from Elise. He did well to get the ball through, but once he gets on, that's not good enough. That need to do better there. What's the highest you think Forest can pull for Elliot Anderson? There's Mamadou Sakho. There's former Liverpool star Mamadou Sakho. How much do I think Elliot Anderson will go for? 80 to 90, I think. It'll be less than 100. He's not going to go for the same amount as Rice. But he will go for decent money. I would say 80 to 90 million. HGTXV, Iraola will cook next season. So happy we've got him. I guess it remains to be seen, mate. I think my issue with Iraola is he would have been Crystal Palace manager if Liverpool didn't go in for him. Carl says, Key, are there any of the Ivory Coast players eligible for France? Probably, yeah. I'd imagine quite a few. Great ball in, unlucky. Yeah, quite a few. Because, Yaya Touré was another one who sort of made their way over from Ivory Coast to France. It tends to be part of sort of West Africa, Central and West Africa that moves to France. I think maybe the language and the cultural fit, I don't know, tends to be a bit easier for them to adapt. So generally there is a 5-year period where they've spent time in France. A lot of the clubs in France have sort of close relations with the Ivorians and Cameroonian leagues and Senegalese leagues, and that's why when you look at the lower leagues in France, when you look at Ligue 2 and Ligue 1, there's a lot of very, very talented African footballers who start over there. And in Spain now, to be fair, as well. Same with, Yan Diamand. He was signed by Leganés directly from an Ivorian team. Good ball in, far post. Oh, unlucky. Ivory Coast first chance. It was Simon Adingra headed over the bar. Samuel Newton. All right, Chins, can you do everyone a favour and stop doing football commentary? I can't, mate. I've got to keep at it. I'm sorry. I apologise. I've got to stick at it. What are we saying? Brother's a Chelsea fan as well. He says the same. Some of the signings over the last 4 or 5 seasons have been poor from Chelsea. Mamadou Sakho and Stade don't go in the same sentence, Key. I didn't mind Sakho. Klopp didn't like him in the end, though. Welsh winger who else remembers Payet's free kicks. What a player. Very talented player. But again, another one who kind of threw his toys out the pram in the end. Big Sixer, 24-25. Chelsea clears Arsenal invincibles. Cannot see Forest selling all our big players in this window. Yes, PSR targets have to be met, but financially the club is sound. They are, maybe so, but I think you've got to account for player pressure to some degree. 3-star. I think if a player decides he wants to leave, it becomes incredibly difficult for a club to keep him. Player pressure is a thing. It is a factor. Does Mbappe get into your top 5 France players, Key? Now, yes. Of all time, no. No. Top 5 French players in your lifetime. Who would be your top 5 French players in your lifetime? For me, it'd be Henry and Zidane. Lilian Thuram was a wonderful footballer. So underrated, Lilian Thuram. There's a lot of really good French players. Trezeguet was fantastic. Vieira was brilliant. A lot of really good players. I mean, Dembele's won a Ballon d'Or. He's a talented player, but I wouldn't have him in there. I wouldn't have Mbappe or Dembele in my top 5 French players of all time. Kante was so good. I think if you'd have him, honestly, Vieira, Kante, Thuram, Zidane and Henry. I liked all 5 of them. Laurent Blanc was good, Yes, Sam. How's it going? How's my mate doing? City of Northville, that's why Newcastle let Gordon go so easily this time. They learned their lesson not to fight against players wanting to leave. That's it, let him go. Let him go. Do you think Arsenal will get Morgan Rogers? If they want him, they can have him. I don't think he's that good. Not like... Again, how much is he going to cost? How much are Villa going to charge for Morgan Rogers? Probably 80 to 100 million. Great piece of football down the left-hand side. Excellent play by the French. Pulls back. Chance. Must be. Oh, what are you doing, Rabiot? Oh, it's Cherky. Cherky misses an absolute sitter. It's an open net for Ryan Cherky. He's got to put that in. Do you think Wirtz would start for Bolton? Well, I'll tell you something. Your mate Cherky wouldn't, Sam. Just not after what I've just witnessed. Greg, evening key. According to reports, Anderson's not bothered either way. Stay or go. Again, I'm not sure about that one. If you had your choice again now, who would you go for? Wirtz or Cherky? Wirtz. Yeah, Wirtz. The only thing that Cherky has over Wirtz, for me anyway, is the price. I think he was a better value signing last season, but I think if you put Wirtz in City's side, I think you'd have seen a much different player. Wirtz created more chances than Cherky. That's true. That is very true. Wirtz created more chances for Liverpool than Cherky. The problem is we don't have Haaland in front of us. We have, again, half the time it was Cody Gakpo on the end of him. Evan, it's on Amazon Prime, mate. Mercury says, first international shirt I wore was Djibril Cissé. Post-leg break for Liverpool. Had mad respect for him and his comeback. And Rasul says, Chelsea to win next year. Chelsea will do well next year, mate. They will. I agree. Xabi Alonso, no European football. They will do well. Henry, Zidane, Vieira, Anelka, Saliba in the top 5 French players of all time. Good grief. What are we doing here, folks? Cherky scored more goals. He did, again, if you're playing in a better team, it's easier to do so. I think it's easier to stand out in a better team like City. Great ball by Mbappe. Header. Just wide, far post. Unlucky. Kanate getting his head on it. Cherky was way better signing and player for the money, and I hate Cherky, the little shitbag. Listen, I like him. I think Wirtz has a better ceiling, a bigger ceiling. I think Wirtz has the ability to be a Ballon d'Or winner. I really do think he's more of a match winner than Cherky is. But that's not to say that Cherky's not a wonderful player, because he is. Scott, Birmingham City fan here, and France should be winning. Cherky made an absolute disaster of that, didn't he? He just ended up running it back into the keeper. Platini was very good. Welshwing, did anyone else find Cantona overrated and was only adored because he spoke well? Yeah, there was a bit of mystery with Cantona, wasn't there? He was kind of like one of the first foreign stars in the Premier League. He won the league with Leeds and then he won it with United, and he was a very, very talented boy, but he had that arrogance about him. Very, very good player. But yeah, I'd say he probably was a little bit overrated. I think Wirtz will be amazing under Iraola. And Gary says, have you been on the juice key? Wirtz Ballon d'Or. I'm saying potential. I'm not saying he will become that. I'm saying he's got the potential to. Good ball out to the edge of the box. Ivory Coast flick on. It's going to be a foul. Free kick. It's Luke says Cantona overrated. Whoever said that, born late 90s or later. Well, that was... I don't know how old Welsh is. I think Welsh is sort of late 90s, early noughties. That's when you were born, isn't it, Welsh? I was born in 1990, mate. I caught Eric Cantona. I caught Eric at his peak. That's when I first started watching football. And he was a very, very good player. I'm just saying I don't think he's like an all-timer. We were talking about the best ever French footballers. David Ginola, I think, was maybe just as good as Cantona. Christian says Spain conceded. They did, yeah. Iraq have scored against Spain. It was Ferran Torres who scored with a Dani Olmo assist. And then Mircea Doski of Victoria Plitzen scored, assisted by Akam Hashem of Al Zawra in the Iraqi Premier League. Rashul says, my name is Ishak. Okay, Ishak, no problem. We'll call you Ishak. Trezeguet was class, loved it. When the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Chelsea need a new keeper. Martin, you were born in 1990. You remember Cantona at his peak? Yeah, About 95, 96, yeah. I remember him scoring against us in the cup final. Yeah. I remember Cantona. I would have said that was Cantona at his peak. That was when I first started watching football, 94, 95. France squad will come up, mate, on this side. This side in just a second. You can see it. It's rotating, so yeah, you'll see it in a second. Ivory Coast will go down and then France will come up. Gary says, Key, did you prefer Cantona over Bergkamp? No. Bergkamp for me 100% was better than Cantona. In my opinion. But I'd love to hear any arguments against that. I think Cantona was brilliant, by the way. For me, I'd have said Bergkamp. If I could only pick one or the other, Cantona or Bergkamp, it was always going to be Bergkamp. Bergkamp was brilliant. Do you remember the fly kick he did to a supporter? Yeah, Crystal Palace fan, wasn't it? Simon, was it Simon something? I remember the Crystal Palace fan's name. I can't remember it off the top of my head now, though. But yeah. Here's Agbadou. Agbadou, the Wolves centre-back. Is he going to stay with Wolves? I wonder. Because I thought he did all right when he came in. He wasn't a bad signing for Wolves. Oh no, he's moved. He signed for Besiktas for 18 million quid. How did I not know that? He signed for Besiktas for 18 million quid. Done. Bergkamp is very underrated due to playing with Henry. He was such a complete player. Loved him. Welshwing, I remember that UEFA thing, and Cantona started quoting Shakespeare's King Lear and started going on about science slowing down the cells. Raul Meireles, a little throwback. Great player in his own right. Do you remember Raul Meireles winning Player of the Year? Raul Meireles won, I don't know if it was PFA Player of the Year or Fans Player of the Year or something like that. He got Premier League Player of the Year. Like an official award. I never understood it. It was when he was at Liverpool as well. Raul Meireles is such a weird... When you look back at people who've won Player of the Year, Raul Meireles is like a total anomaly. Here's France down the right-hand side now. No, cuts back and through the middle. Terrible. Ishak says Ivory Coast are going to lose this one. City of Northfield, to be fair, you don't understand this year's either. What's that? I feel like I'm joining halfway through the conversation. He still scored important goals like Benayoun. He did, and he scored a couple of very good goals for us. Free kick for France. Jan Diamand, I think, just giving a little bit of a nudge to Elise there. One number 11 to the other. And France take the free kick quickly. Here's Cherky. Got to get the ball in the box. Wonderful play. Kanate header. It's going to go behind. No, it's not. It's cleared away for the throw-in. It was Tchouameni, actually, who arrived late into the box. Got a big header on it, and it is going to be a corner. It is going to be a corner. 40 minutes in. France, edge of the box. Oh. And Ivory Coast now with a counter. This is a massive chance if they can get this right. Driving forward. Over to the left-hand side. Too easy. That's not good enough. Martin Cantona's peak was 92 to 95 in my opinion. 93, 94. He was a league of his own. Oh, they're in. Wonderful tackle from the Ivory Coast. Mbappe there was one-on-one with the keeper, but fantastic recovery pace that from, I think it was Agbadou, funnily enough. Has Ahmad been any good? He's not even on the pitch, mate. He's not even on the pitch. He's on the bench, Ahmad, so I imagine we'll see him second half. No game tomorrow, Callum. No game tomorrow. We're back on Saturday for England against New Zealand. Harry Kane versus Chris Wood. Ball out to the right-hand side. Terrible ball in. That's so easy for Mike Maignan. Clips, who's on the right wing for him? Adingra. Yeah. Adingra. You can see the lineup just on this side. Adingra is on the left. Jan Diamand is on the left. Adingra is on the right. Are you on your new sleep pattern, by the way? How's it going? So. It's going to be very, very difficult. Oh, they're in. Ivory Coast must be. What a save from Maignan. Oh, that was the chance. Adingra's got to put it away. Ivory Coast should be 1-0 in front. Massive cock up at the back from the French. Tchouameni loses his footing. And Adingra's one-on-one. He has a great strike there. But what a save from Mike Maignan. Low down to his right. Great effort. And Adingra probably should have put Ivory Coast in front. Nearly 1-0. Rob, what channel's the game on? It's on Amazon Prime, mate. Amazon Prime. Seko Fofana down the right-hand side. Over to Singo. Good ball. Ooh, excellent defending by the French. Ahmad will come on and score. I would imagine so, maybe. There's been chances for Ivory Coast in the first half here, but to be honest, there's been chances for both teams. Just been pretty poor. Cherky's missed an open net. Adingra's just missed a one-on-one. There's definitely been chances for teams to score. Graham, Key, have we got a quiz? Welshwing was in earlier. I don't know if he's in still. If he has got a quiz, then yeah, I'm sure he will be here. If he's not, then I will oblige. I have always got quizzes. Evening, Anfield Vortex. How are you, sir? What game are you doing on Monday? Monday is France against Northern Ireland, I think. Yeah, France, Northern Ireland on Monday. Ivory Coast are holding up very well. They've done quite well here. Brazil v Egypt at 11 p.m. on Saturday night. Key, how are you doing it? No chance. No chance. I'm going to really try to get my sleep schedule in a place whereby I'm kind of able to stay up till like 3, 4 a.m. I've got to do that by next Thursday, by the way. Because you've got to think, next Thursday, we've got a 3 o'clock kickoff. 3 a.m. Great strike. Oh, excellent play. Good save from the keeper. Far post. Oh, nearly 1-0 to the French. And it's back in the area. Elise, Cherky, dances through. Excellent feet. Good strike. What a goal. Excellent finish. And it is Ryan Cherky. France 1, Ivory Coast 0. What a finish that is. Ryan Cherky, unbelievable feat. Dances through. Loads of tackles, and what a finish that is. Bottom corner, no chance at all for Fofana in the goal. Absolutely sensational stuff. What a finish. There you go. 1-0, Ryan Cherky. Great goal. Voices Gaming, what do you think on England's World Cup squad? I'm not made up with it, mate. I mean, I don't really mind. I think there's a fair few players in there who probably deserve to make it. Or a fair few players who aren't there who deserve to make it. What do you think about it, more importantly? Should the keeper have saved that? Do you know what? It's a good strike from Cherky. Make no bones about it. But should the keeper have got his hand to it? It's kind of like a Senna Lamens one, that one. Senna Lamens has conceded a lot of goals like that this season, where he's got down to it and he gets a bit of a hand on it. He probably should have saved it. It's a good finish, but I'm looking at the keeper on that one. But a good strike all the same. 1-0 France. Goal stands. Just a couple of minutes after Ivory Coast should have been 1-0 up themselves. Ryan Cherky puts France in front. Caesar, do you just cry all the time? I do, mate, all the time. All the time. Ivory Coast, long ball, over to Jan Diamand. Good play, holds up the fullback. No, it's too good, that, from Koundé. Oh, and Diamand's got wrong side of him. That's going to be a free kick, Ivory Coast. That's the sort of thing that Liverpool are going to need more of. And they take the quick free kick. Probably should have just kept hold of it there, really. But excellent play from Jan Diamand, showing his strength. Yes, Wazza, how's it going, mate? Gamer Guru says Cherky is class and a proper wind-up rat as well. I love it, but also hate the git taking selfies with Arsenal in the back after winning the Carabao. And Daddy-O, I don't know, but I'm glad to just have a goal on the stream. Feels like it's been a few days. Yeah, we've had some bad streams, haven't we, recently? With, Wales and Ghana wasn't brilliant. It took a bit of time to get going in that one. Ireland, Qatar was a bit flat. This one, we've had chances, but it's not been a goal fest, has it? USA v Senegal was 3-2. I thought that was a great game. Caesar, big fan though. You're my white noise. Oh, you're a sweetheart, mate. I listen to Carl Pilkington. That's my white noise. That's what I fall asleep to on a night. Ricky Gervais show and Carl Pilkington. Shahid, what happened to the stream last night, Key? We had a slight Wi-Fi, Ethernet, internet dropout. It was like for 30 seconds and I panicked. I panicked thinking it was gone. I thought the internet had crashed and it hadn't. It was just down for 30 seconds. If I'd have waited, it'd have all come back up. But at stupid me, I panicked and I clicked end broadcast. Just so that YouTube didn't register it as a crash stream. So I panicked, I clicked end broadcast, and literally within 2 seconds of clicking it, I saw Shell and a few others had posted, oh, he's back up now, he's back on. But there you go. Wazza, who's tomorrow's match? No match tomorrow, mate, no. I'm having Friday off, believe it or not. The only matches there are tomorrow are Women's World Cup qualifiers. There's not a huge amount of choice tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm going to skip Friday. And we'll be back on... What's happened to the referee here? Referee's getting treatment. And we've got a stretcher on the pitch. What's going on here? Lancashire Evertonian, your 4 semi-finalists, Key, if you had to choose. Oh, that's why the refs just got jawed. Who was it? Oh, Frank Kessie as well. Oh, he's a big lad, Frank Kessie as well. He's getting booked in the second half. He has just been absolutely jawed there, the ref. Come on, the Scotland. Much love. Gamer Guru Key was shut down for some red light banter by YouTube. See, Daddy-O, get your mind out the gutter. This is what I have to deal with here, people. Perverts in the live. He's doing some Friday night research out on the town, rating certain establishments. Key says, Kay, what was your... are you happy that Iriola's the new Liverpool manager? I am, yeah, I am happy. But I'm also a little bit nervous and a little bit worried about exactly what direction he takes us in. I think he's a very talented manager, but there is an element of Brendan Rodgers about the appointment. When we appointed Brendan Rodgers from Swansea, he was a positive, young, attacking, up-and-coming manager with a great reputation that had done well at Swansea and, guided him into Europe and won a cup with them. He was exactly the sort of exactly the sort of manager that Liverpool were looking for at the time, and it didn't quite work out either. So, yeah, I do like Iraola. I just don't think he's a Liverpool manager. But I remain positive and hopeful to be proven wrong. Right, half-time, folks. Half-time in this one. Welshwing, I don't know if you're about. If you are, it's about time for our half-time quiz. Assuming you're still in the chat. I hope so. Adam says he nearly won us the league. Key. I think Suarez, would have got us to that league title. I'm not sure it would have been entirely down to Brendan Rodgers, to be fair. Rasta K, if I told you Slot lost the plot... I told you Slot lost the plot and wouldn't get the sack, fam. I mean, mate, I have to disagree. I don't think it was down to Slot. Oh, here we go. Welshwing, half-time quiz. Top 25 highest French Premier League goal scorers. Again, it's an ambiguously worded quiz, that one. Is that the highest goal scorers in the Prem or just the French players with the most Premier League goals? Those are two different questions. Half-time quiz. Top 25 French players with most Premier League goals. Right, get your answers in the chat. Who are they? Okay. Half-time quiz, top 25 French players with the most goals. Get your answers in the chat. Here we go. It's our half-time quiz, courtesy of our friend Welshwing. Come on, Key. Sort your life out, mate. Nope, not that one. Right, top 25 it was, wasn't it? French players. Right, who have we missed? How's it going, Creed? Good to see you, mate. Anelka. Henry is first. Yes, Henry is first. Who would have guessed? Anelka is second. Excellent. Let me catch up. Giroud is third. Christ, we're naming them in order here, folks. I don't think we can do better than fourth, surely. Cantona is fifth. Okay. Cantona is fifth. Who else have we got? Bloody hell, Louis Saha is fourth. First 5 guesses we've got. Pretty much all in order. Who's 14th? Morpie is 14th. Neil Morpie's 14th. That's a big, big claim. I would have thought there'd have been loads more than Neil Morpie ahead of him. That's shocking, isn't it? Will Todd. Yeah, Will Todd's not a bad shout. Don't mind that one either. Morpie's 14th. Ginola 13th. So Morpie. Ginola is 13th. Pires is 6th. Robert Pires. Stade Malbrank's got to be in there. Nasri, yeah, good shout. Malbrank is 23rd. Stade Malbrank, 23rd. Koscielny is 20th. Laurent Koscielny scored more goals than Stade Malbrank in the Prem. Come on, I'm not having that. Laurent Koscielny never scored that many. Will Todd is 9th. What about Djibril Cissé? Martial is 8th. Yeah, Martial's quite a lot. Chamak was Moroccan. Mateta. Jean-Philippe Mateta is 12th. Good answer. Deschamps, Bakary Sakary Banya. Nasri's a good shout. Kabai. Anelka we've already got. What about Malouda? Yeah, good shout, Malouda there. Trezeguet never played in the Prem. Mental, that ain't it, Kate? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Emmanuel Petit. Petit, Malouda, these are all great shouts. Payet. Dimitri Payet. Again, if someone had said to me, Dimitri Payet or Koscielny, who scored more? Malouda is 11th. Dimitri Payet's got to have scored more than Koscielny. Distan. Yeah, Sylvain Distan. If Koscielny's 20th, then Sylvain Distan's got to be high up there, hasn't he? Who else was like... Luca Dean. Luca Dean's got to be there. He scored loads of free kicks. Hatem Ben Arfa. Frank Leboeuf. Conan Vieira. Vieira's got to have got a fair few. Yeah, I'd have definitely backed Vieira. Djorkaeff. Jack says watching Spain v Iraq. The Iraq goal was crazy. Payet is 22nd. Even that though, even saying Dimitri Payet or Stade Malbranque, who got more Premier League goals, I'd have never said him. Ben Arfa's got 80. Ben Arfa is 18th. This is mad. This is crazy. I'd have never said Arfa these, you know. Never said those. Leboeuf is 24th. Frank Leboeuf. Distan's got to be in there. Come on, Sylvain Distan. Give us Distan. Mark Noble. Makelele, Laurent Blanc, Makelele, Laurent Robert. Now that is a wonderful shout, Hiller. Laurent Robert has to be in there. I'll be astonished if Laurent Robert and Nasri aren't in there. Laurent Robert is 17th. Where's Distan? You've got to give us Sylvain Distan. I think, isn't Sylvain Distan... Distan's not. Sylvain Distan has got less Premier League goals than Frank Leboeuf. That is astonishing. Vieira was 15th. Okay. Vieira was 15th. Patrice Evra, Desailly, Kante, Nasri. Where's Nasri? Loic Remy. Good answer. Cisse, Loic Remy. I've got to believe that those are in there. Cisse, Remy, Nasri. All of those have got to be in there. Remy is 21st. Djibril Cisse, come on. Oddson Edouard from Palace. Why's the live ended? Oh, that's crazy. That's mad. We'll have to go back. We'll have to go back on. It's alright, I'm back up, mate. I'm back up. It said something about I needed to do some capture thing and I didn't do it, so I'm back on. I'm back on now. Cisse is 19th. Okay. Nasri was 10th. Okay. For some reason, I'm not seeing all the comments then. Pogba is 16th. Oh my God. So who's 7th then? 7th and 25th are the two that's left, right? Cabaye is not. So we've got 7th and 25th left to get. Elise was 25th, sorry. So we just need number 7. Who's left? Number 7. Who's number 7? So far, we have got Michael Elise 25th, Frank Leboeuf 24th, Stade Malbranque, Dimitri Payet, Loic Remy, Laurent Koscielny, Djibril Cisse, Ben Arfa, Laurent Robert, Paul Pogba, Patrick Vieira, Neil Maupay, David Ginola, Jean-Philippe Mateta, Florent Malouda, Samir Nasri, Viltord, Sylvain Viltord, Martial is 8th, and we've not got number 7. Oh, 7th was Lacazette, sorry. Again, I didn't see that. 7th was Lacazette, so we have got them all now. 7th was Lacazette, 6th was Pires, 5th was Cantona, 4th was Sahar, 3rd was Giroud, 2nd was Nicolas Anelka, and 1st was Thierry Henry, Terry Henry. Nice work. Nice work, everyone. Good stuff. Love that. Enjoyed it. Thank you. Cheers, Welchwing. As always, mate. Fantastic work. Great quiz. Loved it. Which was 25th, Key? Elise. Yeah, Elise was 25th. Which, again, is surprising. I didn't think Elise would have made the top 25. He was only really in the Prem for a short time. Steve, you're a Liverpool man. What do you think of your new manager? Very sceptical, Steve, I've got to say. I'm very sceptical. Talented boy. Like him as a manager. Not sure he's a Liverpool manager. I think he's a very good manager, but I just don't know if he's a Liverpool manager. I'll just say that. But a fabulous quiz. Again, Welshwing. I really appreciate it, mate. What a guy. Lots of love. Right. Tell you what. Actually, no. Where do you see Slot going, Key? Well, he's rumoured today to be going to Fulham, but I think AC Milan would be a better shout for him. He's another one, a really, really good manager. I think the problem with these head coach roles is, if you're not going to have a manager, you're going to have a head coach. You need to create a really, really good environment where they can thrive. And I think the reason that Slot failed is because of the environment. It's not because of him. I think Arne Slot is a wonderful manager. And I look at the environment that we created for him last season, and it wasn't one where he could thrive. It wasn't one where I think any other manager does better. So I think this is why I didn't want him to be sacked. I didn't look at that and think, yeah, put another manager in that situation, it all improves. I disagree. Top signings for Liverpool this summer. Who knows? I think we definitely need our centre-back. If Joe Gomez is staying or is going, we might need two. We probably need a right-back. We probably need at least one, if not two centre-mids. We probably need a centre-forward. We definitely need a winger or two. At least another 6 or 7 players Liverpool need. North End View says, Fulham, that's proper random. Would have thought a European elite club. Again, he's just linked with the Fulham job. I don't think there's any actual weight behind or credibility behind the story. But he's linked with the Fulham job because Marco Silva has obviously gone to... Marco Silva's gone to Benfica. Now, Arne Slot might take some time out. He might decide that if he is going to move to another club, he'll want a bigger club. And I think AC Milan would be perfect for him. He is a really, really good manager. There's no doubt about it. F me just spent 500 mil. Well, the manager didn't. The manager didn't spend 500 mil. That's the problem. That's my point. The manager didn't spend it. And also, the 500 mil, half of it wasn't even on the pitch. Again, that's another problem. Another 500 needed then. Oh, minimum. Yeah, minimum another 500 needed then. Yeah, Liverpool need to spend the sort of money that Arsenal have and Man United and Manchester City. We are miles behind in terms of expenditure. We have not spent anywhere near as much money as our rivals have on our squad. We need to spend an awful lot more. What will happen to Trent now Real Madrid have signed Dumfries? I mean, listen, I'll be honest, I'd welcome Trent back to Liverpool with open arms. Let's get Trent back to Liverpool. I think that would be a wonderful option for him, you know. Matt, you spent a fortune last season, but still spent less than Arsenal and Man United and Manchester. Yeah, comfortably less than our rivals. Creed, I just feel like he could be Barcelona manager next year. He could. Yeah, Hansi Flick goes, Arne Slot goes in. Dutch managers thrive at Barcelona as well. There's been a lot of talented Dutch managers over the years at Barca. Rafa Leao to Arsenal. Could happen. Kante's coming on. Here we go. Kante's coming on. There's a couple of changes happening here. Let's have a look and see who is coming on for both teams. Mateta. Jean-Philippe Mateta has come on. Kante has come on. Lacroix. Both Crystal Palace players on for France. Maxence Lacroix. Again, another really talented player. I like Maxence Lacroix a lot, you know. Matthew, you spent half in one window as Arteta since he's been at Arsenal. Again, false, Matthew. No, that's very false. Google is free. Go and check it out. £1 billion Arsenal have spent. Liverpool have spent half that amount since Arteta came in to the club across 7 years. Shay, it's not about how much you spend though. It's more about how you spend it. As you've seen with us, spent it horribly. Well, I know, but hang on a minute. You've spent it horribly and continued to spend more. That's my point. Liverpool can't afford to spend it horribly because when we do, we have massive setbacks, as we've seen. We haven't got that luxury. We've spent half what Man United have, what Arsenal have. That's a big, big gap that we need to build. We need to bridge. Josh, how you watch the game? Amazon Prime, mate. Again, Google's free. Madrid dressing room was already lost before he arrived. I think if he fails at Chelsea, then I agree he can't handle big egos. First manager to get sacked, Stephen. Oh, that's a good question. First manager to get sacked next year. David Moyes. David Moyes at Everton. The Evertonians have already started turning on him. Nicolas Pepe about to come on. I am Steezy, y'all bought Isaac, bro. Yeah, but again, he wasn't on the pitch. Again, it's only useful if you've got these players on the pitch. I think you can criticise if Isaac was available all season, or even most of the season, and we hadn't utilised him well, or he turned out to be a flop, or whatever. I think if you're still picking if you was asked to pick your top 5 centre-forwards in football right now, categorically Alexander Isak would be in there. Gamer Guru says first sacking Maresca. Enzo Maresca. Depends, doesn't it? If City get relegated and he's in the Championship, I think they'll keep him. Ahmad about to come on. Here we go. Ahmad's coming on for Ivory Coast. Kante has come on. Who's Nicolas Pepe come on for? Don't say Yan Diamand. I wanted to see a bit more of him. I think it is, though. I think Ahmad and Pepe have come on for Yan Diamand. Arsenal had to spend to catch up. Well, they did, and they spent an awful lot, and then some, didn't they? That's the point. I think Arsenal are at the top of the league because they've spent the most. I think that's maybe the correlation that I would look at and say, well, they've got a great squad, the best squad in the Premier League, comfortably, because they've spent far more than everyone else. Liverpool have got nowhere near as good in terms of depth, nowhere near as good a squad as Arsenal, because we spent half what they have on our squad. Shay, do you reckon City fall off next season under Maresca, or do you think they'll challenge still? They're definitely in a better position than we were when Fergie went. Yeah, I'm pretty confident City will still be up there, assuming the 115 is not, nothing serious happens with that. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But there's rumours that the Championship is afoot. Tchouaméni has gone off for Kante. That's a pretty like-for-like replacement, isn't it? Matthew Foster, so Arsenal have spent more than City, Chelsea and United. Yes, they have, yeah. But this is not news. I'm surprised. This is coming as a real shock to you, Matthew. Akliouche has come on as well. Right, let me just go through the... Mbappe's gone off. Mateta came on, replaced by Mbappe. Mateta went off, replaced by Mbappe. Let me just go through the lineups. Felix says, do you mean spent more in the last 5 years? I mean, since Mikel Arteta arrived at Arsenal, 7 years, which is a long period of time, but it's a very poignant period. I think it's an important period, given that's when Arteta actually came to the club. £1 billion they've spent net. And only Man United have spent more than them in that time. Liverpool have spent half. Has the second half started yet, Keith? It has, mate. Yes, we're underway. Let me just confirm the changes that we've had. So, Theo Hernandez has gone off for Luca Dean. Maxence Lacroix has come on for Dayot Upamecano. Kante came on for Tchouaméni. Akliouche for Elise. Mateta for Mbappe. And for Ivory Coast, it was Nicolas Pepe for Adingra and Amad Diallo for Oumar Diakite. So, no, Yan Diamand is still on the pitch. This is good. This is good news. Let me just confirm the changes. So, Luca Dean, came on. Upamecano went off for Lacroix. Akliouche for Elise. Mateta for Mbappe. Where's Mateta? Jean-Philippe Mateta. Who else went off? I think that was it, wasn't it? And then it was Nicolas Pepe for Amad Diallo. Right, Nicolas Pepe for Amad Diallo. Oh, sorry, Nicolas Pepe and Amad Diallo for Adingra and Diakite. Where's Amad Diallo? And Adingra for Nicolas Pepe. Right, perfect. There you go. Right, the lineups are updated. There you go. We're back. We're good. We're back. Matt says, literally lying, Google is free like you said. Matt, again, you're dead easy to check this stuff, mate. Dead easy to check. We've done this many times. We get divvies like you coming in all the time. Right. Yeah, there you go. Manchester United. 1,006 million they have spent in 7 years since Arteta arrived at Arsenal. Arsenal is 943. Liverpool is 516. So there you go. Nearly half. Ash, are we still beeping? We're not. No, we're not still beeping. I figured it out. I sorted it. Gary, who's been the best German import to the Prem? Ooh, Dietmar Hamann. Jurgen Klinsmann. That was dreadful play, that, from Lacroix. Yeah, I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Who's been the best German ever in the Prem? Best German. Not been too many great Germans in the Prem, have there, really? Clips Market, that's wrong, Key. Chelsea have spent 2 billion since 2021. That's not correct, mate. That's absolutely not correct. Chelsea have made an absolute fortune in player sales. These numbers are from Transfermarkt. These numbers are there, confirmed by Transfermarkt. Ballack, Ozil. Not Ozil. No, I wouldn't have said Ozil. Klopp. Yeah, Klopp. Klopp's the best ever German to come to the Prem. In terms of winning, it's Gundogan. Yeah, hey, Gundogan's a good shout, you know. Gundogan's a good shout. Very good shout. Matthew Foster, net spend doesn't tell the full story. No, net spend absolutely does tell the full story. Do you know why it tells the full story, Matthew? Because if you spend, as you've just said there, 2 billion quid, but you've got to sell 2 billion quid's worth of stuff, how much have you spent? You're not down anything. If you've got to sell 2 billion quid's worth of stuff to buy 2 billion quid's worth of stuff, you're fine. You're straight. And that's the pressures that a lot of clubs operate under. Evidently, that's not the case with Arsenal. 1 billion quid spent. Karl-Heinz Riedler, Bastian Schweinsteiger for Korea. There's a lot of good players. There was a lot of talented Germans who arrived in the Premier. I think Hamann was very good, though. You still bought 2 billion worth of talent, though. Yeah, but we had to sell an awful lot of talent to acquire said talent. That, again, that's the balance that you're not looking at. It's dead easy for Arsenal to sign players and just, oh, yeah, he was crap, Nicolas Pepe, yeah, just move him on. Just move him on, we'll go and spend more. Liverpool don't operate in that space. We've got to move players on, players who we normally would have kept. Luis Diaz, for example. It's about operating balance, and we just don't have that, really. Yeah, and Chelsea too. Chelsea have signed a lot of young players and moved them on and made profit. That's their model. It's a very different type of model, but it affords them the ability to spend. The challenge for Chelsea is it's not really worked on the pitch. But they've not spent more than Arsenal. Since Arteta arrived, they've spent a lot less than Arsenal. Would Diaz have stayed, though? I think Diaz would have stayed. if we'd have offered him the money. Ivory Coast in, should be, it's there, it's 1-1. It's there, 1-1, great finish. It's an exceptional goal. There you go. It's Doué, it's the right back, it's the brother of Desiré Doué. Desiré Doué's brother, Guela Doué, the Strasbourg right back, gets in behind, and it's France 1, Ivory Coast 1. We're level. We're level pegging tonight. Excellent ball and a great goal. Felix says, understand you, Key, but our record sale is 35 mil. So, I mean, the other clubs just sell more. Yeah, but that's because they have to, right? They have to sell more to spend more. You don't have to sell more to buy more. That's my point. You've done it without having the pressures of having to sell more. There's no concerns in that regard because you've net spent more. Really good finish that, you know. Really, really good finish. Daddy-o, Arsenal have an entire fashion range going on. We sell so much merch and shit we can get away with selling like crap. So transfers in and out isn't always the measuring stick. Do you know what I will say? They have had some really, really nice kits and training gear. Clips Market say a club sells a homegrown player for 50 million. That lowers their net spend, even though it don't mean they invested less. No, I know, but they've had to invest more in time, haven't they? I think if you grow a player and mature a player and then move them on, then yeah, you've invested an awful lot in that player. Matthew, without being biased, Arsenal always do the best kits and merch. Well, I mean, they have got a very nice selection of kits, I'll say that. Canate, what are you doing? Well, that's just another reason why he's going to Real Madrid. He is a very good player, Canate. I would have loved him to stay. But, yeah, he didn't cover himself in glory there. Key, who scored the first ever Premier League goal? It was Brian Deane. Brian Deane for Sheffield United scored the very first ever Premier League goal. And I believe the first ever hat-trick was scored by, was it Mick Harford? I think it was Mick Harford. Would you take Doué? They scored right now at Liverpool. No, I wouldn't take the right-back Doué that's just scored. Felix, Klopp is incredible, though the budget he was working with was ridiculous. I mean, that was partially his own fault as well. Corner to France. Cherky with the corner kick. Kieran says, really think some of the American pitch is going to take out some massive stars with the awful quality. Do you know what? The pitches are going to be a problem. But it's not just going to be the pitches. We were talking earlier about this. There's lightning concerns. The same as last year at the Club World Cup. There were issues, if you remember, last June, July at the Club World Cup. The US have a rule that if there is a lightning strike within 9 miles of the stadium, it's a long way, within 9 miles of the stadium, if there's a lightning strike, the game has to stop, the players leave the pitch for half an hour, and if there's another lightning strike within that half an hour, the clock resets. And you'll see some games go on for 3, 4, 5 hours in some cases. They can really drag on. We saw that last year. Matthew Foster, who do you reckon will replace Canate? Seen you linked with Van Hecker, but so have Spurs. I don't see Van Hecker replacing Canate. I think if anything, it's going to be someone like Zabarnyi. Zabarnyi's the one being linked with Liverpool at the minute. Carl, who's your World Cup Golden Boot winner, and who do you honestly see winning the competition, mate? Spain, and I think Golden Boot, Kane. Yeah, Kane. Jay, was it you that said Pep is better than Sir Alex Ferguson? No, it wasn't me that said Pep is better than Sir Alex Ferguson, and I don't believe that. And I'm a Liverpool fan. Thunder and Lightning is banned, but firearms are fine. Oh, Daddy-o, do you factor wages in the deals and other fee key? Net spend is a black and white argument. For example, Haaland is 500k a week. Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard are on about a combined 600k. Yeah, I don't know about that. No, I don't know about that. Again, yeah, wages are much of a muchness because Arsenal's wages are still pretty high in comparison to Liverpool's wages. Liverpool probably pay a little bit more in wages, but we spent, like I said, half of what you have. So I'm sure there's a tipping point there somewhere. Ethan, you all right, Key? We've gone out and practically signed Daniel Peretz. Nice. How are you feeling about that? Do you think the weather could help the African and South American teams? Well, apparently England, even in the warm-up camps, are really struggling with the heat. So, yeah, European teams might well struggle. Maybe we'll see African and South American, Central American teams thriving. Who knows? New Zealand might do really well. Hiya, Max. How's it going? Stephen, what do you think about PSR rules? I think you've got to have them. I think they're important. But I don't know. I think the way that they're implemented are a bit mad. Ivory Coast down the right-hand side with Ahmad. Excellent defending from Maxence Lacroix. So good. Why did we give this World Cup to them again? Oh, yeah, money. Well, I mean, maybe. I don't think it was money entirely. US got it, but it was also Mexico and Canada. Max, I'm good, pal. How are you? Happy with your new head coach? Reasonably happy. I think he was probably the best option available to us. But if I'm dead honest, mate, I don't see it as an upgrade. I'm not entirely convinced that he's going to be a million miles better than Arne Slot was this season. Unless we give him the tools that we needed to give Arne Slot, then he'll fail as well. Neville, are you jealous of Man United's success, Key? Success in what sense? You've had less success than us, so go on. What success are we talking about here? Clippers, what's the view on Kanate? I guess it's one of them we would rather have kept him. But there's a tipping point with how much these players are worth. Apparently he was demanding nearly 300 grand. And he's not worth that. But he's got it at Real Madrid, hasn't he? Do you think any African team could get back to the semis this year? Certainly, yes. Senegal, I think Morocco, both have got the ability to do so. Ivory Coast, they've got some cracking players. Good ball in. Headed away. Fofana came out. Seko Fofana wins it back. Mateta in the area. And he wins a corner for France. Hey up, Madhouse, how's it going? Lacroix is fast, I like him. In that you will never be able to compete with our aura. Oh God, the impossible to describe Man United aura. Matthew, who wins the Prem next season? Probably Arsenal, I would say at this point. I don't really see Liverpool competing, and I don't see City without Pep competing. I don't see Man United with the extra pressures of Europe competing. So, honestly, I think Arsenal walked the title this year without any real competition. Liverpool walked it last year without any real competition. And I think Arsenal probably win it again. So, unless Arsenal throw it away, and let's be honest, if Arsenal had lost it this year, it wouldn't have been City winning it. It would have been Arsenal throwing it away. They did their best. They really did their best to throw it away this season, Arsenal. And they very nearly got reined in. But yeah, no, I think it'll probably be Arsenal again. I can't really see anyone else winning it. Also think Arteta attacks more next season. Matthew, I've got to be honest, mate. I've heard a lot of Arsenal fans say the same thing. I think you're very, very deluded if you think that manager changes his approach next season. Why on earth does a manager who quite clearly doesn't really take any risks, doesn't attack, why on earth would that manager then go gung-ho and attack? It's not going to happen. Never going to happen. Neville, if Man United and Liverpool walked into the same bar, Man United would pull more women that night. Okay. Oh, good grief. If Man United... Oh, we've done that one. Sorry. Game of Guru, better quality down the left wing, and I think we attack more. I think if you maybe if you get better quality, maybe, possibly, but that'll be down to individual quality. It won't be down to philosophy, will it? It's not going to be due to any changes in philosophy. He played like that this season to get it over the line. That's just not true. Matthew, he's not that guy. Matthew, he has forever played quite dull football, Arteta. Which signing for Arsenal would scare you the most? Kvaratskhelia. Yeah, if you went and got Kvaratskhelia or a centre-forward, a decent centre-forward. If you went and got Alvarez or Kvaratskhelia, then, yeah, I'd be concerned. It'd have to be... It's going to be anything in those two positions. You've got a very strong defence, and that's largely down to the way that Arteta plays. You've got a very decent midfield. I don't think it's a world beater, but, you know, Rice is world-class, but after that, I don't think Lewis Skelly's... I think Lewis Skelly can be vulnerable. I think Zubimendi can be got at. I'm not bowled over by either Odegaard or Eze, to be honest. But they're both functional players in the system. Left wing and centre forward is where Arsenal need to upgrade. They're very mid players in that area. Is VAR at the World Cup? It is, yeah. There's a lot of mad new rules. I'm doing a video on that tomorrow. There's a lot of new rules at the World Cup. Tiki says, no way a few seasons ago he was playing great football. Mate, that's just not true. That's not true at all. Great ball over to the right-hand side. Ivory Coast. Hit it. Hit it. In the area. Got to hit it. Oh, no. What are you doing? Claim for the handball. No. Yeah, I don't believe for 1 second Arsenal were playing good football 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago or whatever. I think that's stretching the truth. They were maybe a little bit more functional attacking wise than now, but I don't think that was a philosophy thing. Mikel Arteta has now got his team playing exactly how he wants them. Varteta will stick with what he won the league with, but not the Champions League. There you go. Here we go. Ball down the left-hand side. Here's Diamand. Go on, lad. Get at him. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. Seko Fofana. Just wide. Yeah, again, you know, I just don't really see it. It'd be interesting to see what happens next year, but for me, I think... maybe Liverpool on paper could pose a challenge. Not for me, mate. As a Liverpool fan, I don't see it. Kone, Gusto, and who else is coming on here for France? 3 changes. Koundé is going off for Gusto. Kanate is coming off for who? Oh, Hernandez. There you go. Lucas Hernandez comes on for Kanate. Kone comes on for Rabiot. Take it easy, Shell. See you soon, lovely. Liverpool have a great team on paper. I mean, we have a very, very good first 11. Yes. We have a very good first 11. But I don't think we have a very good squad. I think that's our problem, to be honest. That's why we won't win the league. We've just not got the options off the bench. It's benches that win you league titles. Jan Diamand goes off. Couple more changes coming on here for the Ivory Coast. So when someone says Liverpool, Keys like you have the brain of an amoeba, but when they say Varteta, he agrees. I know, but it was Pete who says that. He's a lovely fella. I like Pete. I like Pete a lot. Right, there you go. Gusto on for Koundé, Hernandez for Kanate, Kone for Rabiot, and now we're just waiting for the Ivory Coast changes. Daddy-O, it may not be prime Wenger ball next season, but I expect a bit more of a relaxed atmosphere in the ground. And with the players, we could go 3 or 4 years now, so long as we challenge. Gary Dorrington, I think next year it all changes. As you said, the best defence, but there will be a clear out in midfield. Eze hasn't worked out. Odegaard, Trossard, even Martinelli could go. It's a bad... See, this is the thing. This is what I was saying to a lot of Arsenal fans. The only reason Arsenal don't win the league next year is because they've made too many of those types of changes. Change is not Arsenal's friend right now. They need to, if anything, they need to keep those players. And I think if they keep hold of a lot of players, they'll be able to, they'll go again and they might well win it again. But yeah, I don't believe Eze has worked personally. I think he's okay. He's a talented player, but he's not. I don't think he's like someone you look at and go, he's going to win you the title. I don't think he's a match winner. Quite frequently, he's a bit anonymous. Same with Odegaard. I think Odegaard's a better player than Eze. He's just never fit, is he? And he never really gets the run of games that he needs to build rhythm. Takey, I just don't get the hate for Arsenal. Yeah, they've done what they can to get over the line. I mean, I don't see any hate. I don't think there's any hate. Again, it's just preference, isn't it? Nobody likes the way, or I don't certainly, I don't like the way Arsenal play, and I think that's what people lean into is it's a horrible way to play football. They've done what they needed to get over the line, and I think they'll keep playing that way because that's how Arteta plays. It's very dull, it's very boring, and that's what they'll be remembered for. But they've still won a league, however you want to dress it up. They've won a league title. But, yeah, I don't think that qualifies as hate. It's not hateful to say you don't enjoy the way Arsenal play football. That's fine. Matthew, all Arsenal need is Rodgers, Kruppi, right back, and they're sorted. They've got the best right back in the league, I agree. Yeah, Timber's incredible if he's fit. Gooners villains, name some proper hard men from the Premier League in the 90s. Julian Dix would be one. Who else? A lot of good players in the night. Vinnie Jones was another one. Dennis Wise. Roy Keane, yeah, Roy Keane, of course. Paul Ince, the governor. The governor. Dennis Irwin wasn't really a hard man. No, he wasn't really a hard man. He was a good player, though. I love Dennis Irwin. Or at least as much as I can love a Man United player, I thought he was fantastic. Stuart Pearce. Yeah, Pearce could kick a few players, couldn't he? Duncan Ferguson, yeah. Our hard man, Liverpool's hard man in the 90s was probably Paul Ince. And I'm trying to think of other, we didn't really have any other hard men, I guess. That was maybe us. Joey Barton thought he was at Joey Barton's, yeah. He was naughties anyway, wasn't he? FSB played hurling, lad, you should look it up. Oh, no, I know obviously he's a Cork lad, isn't he, Dennis Irwin? So yeah, of course he'd have played hurling. Same as Keane. Keane played it as well. Tough sport, but I would never have said he was a hard man per se. I haven't seen the new Vinnie Jones doc. Oh, of course, Razor Ruddock. Yeah, Razor Ruddock. Mick Hartford was said to be the hardest man. Kevin Ball. Yeah, Razor Ruddock. Forgot about Razor. He was more of a wind-up merchant, Razor Ruddock, than anything else. Ivory Coast making some more changes. Sangare came on for Jan Deerman. Bonnie came on for Fafana. Operi for Ghislaine Conan. Ulai for Kezi. Torre, Bazumana Torre. Lots of people were wondering when he would come on. He's a talented boy, Bazumana Torre. He's come on for Elia Wahi up front. He's at Hoffenheim at the minute, Bazumana Torre. Football says, what game are you doing tomorrow, Key? No game tomorrow, mate. No game tomorrow at all. We are just doing this one tonight, and we're back on Saturday for England against New Zealand. Who's the hard man in the league now? No one. Exactly. Yeah, no one. There's nobody really who you'd say is hard in the league at the minute. Vidic was the hardest. Behave, Vidic. Behave yourself. Martin Skirtle. Skirtle had walked all over Vidic. Ethan, why the new channel? Long story, mate. Long story. But it made sense. We're now doing this. We're now growing the Matchday Tavern. Premier League Dad I do still have, and I'll still be growing, but it'll be a different thing. It'll be more of a talk show segment that'll be running from after the World Cup. So yeah, we'll be doing phone-ins. You can phone in and have a chat to me about different things. We'll be like a bit of a phone-in, a weekly phone-in show, or something like that over on the Premier League Dad channel. But all the watch-alongs will now be on the Matchday Tavern right here, the Matchday Tavern on YouTube. I've got a Kick channel now as well. I'll be live on X. I'll be live on Instagram. I'll be live everywhere. Ragnar Klavan, yes! Vidic had snap Skirtle like a poppadom. Behave yourself. You don't believe that. He was hard as nails, Skirtle. Used to eat nails for breakfast. Morgan Gibbs-White is dynamite. I'd say Anderson is as tough as he come. João Palhinha likes a tackle, doesn't he, at Spurs? Are Spurs going to make that permanent? I wonder. Nkapie's a tough lad. Oh, we got 74 minutes on the clock. And, yeah. It's kind of died a bit of a death, this game, now that the substitutes have all... We've had like 9 changes for each team. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 for France, 7 for Ivory Coast. Oh, Cantona and Bergkamp for the type of player they were. Ousmane Diamand coming on. Sporting Lisbon centre-back. Ousmane Diamand comes on. A lot of the South Americans are tough. Bruno G. I wouldn't say Bruno Guimaraes would be tough. Gary Dorrington, Arteta's approach has to change next season. We can't give up 71% possession as we did against PSG. I also don't think you'll be able to rely on set pieces quite as much as you did. 38% of Arsenal goals came from set pieces this season. Is it realistic to expect that high of a number again? Will teams get wise to it? Will teams have a plan next season for Arsenal? You'd have to hope so. But again, maybe they'll get more. Who knows? That was kind of one of the reasons why I feel like Arsenal got a lot of criticism. It's because of the style of play. It was because of the vast majority of their goals coming from those types of situations, set-piece plays. And 0 penalties conceded as well. 0 penalties, 0 red cards for Arsenal. Is it reasonable to expect that type of approach next season will continue? Here's N'Golo Kante, Ivory Coast, just scramble it away. Mido, yeah. Daddy-O, it'll be fine. Last season wasn't the first set-piece year. No, I know, but it's a continuation, isn't it? And you'd have to imagine that at some point, teams will clock on and teams will develop a way of getting around it. Joe Linton's hard as nails. Key, so little seems to be happening. I'd forgot there was a game was still going on. To be honest, yeah, it has gone a little bit flat since those changes. We've had 15 changes. Of the 22 players on the pitch, 15 have been taken off. Now it's 16. Obviously, Diamand's come on for Singo. So yeah, 16 changes. Oh, Joe Linton thinks he's hard as nails. Yeah, that's true. Chance for France. Hit it. Must be. Gotta finish that one. Oh, so poor again. Who's that on the right-hand side? Akliouche. Oh, again, we don't want him. Liverpool have been linked with him again this season. I really don't want Akliouche. Gav's travels. No Arsenal hate. Bet you're gutted. Gav, all you seem to do, mate, is come in and give me stick. Why do you give me stick, Gav? Why do you give me so much stick? Why can't we just be mates? I thought we were mates, me and you. Cherky's going off. Who's coming on? Come on, yeah, he's winding the crowd up again here, Cherky. Game of Guru, both games have not been great from Spain and France. Zaire Emery is coming on for Turkey. Another talented young player. Brendan says, Salah, tough in mind and body. Another reason to admire him. Where do we think Mo Salah ends up now? Do we think he waits until after the World Cup, or will he secure something before it? He's a free man, isn't he, pretty much now? So, got to wonder whether or not Mo Salah's already got a club lined up, or if he's still negotiating. Maybe he's going to go to the World Cup as a free player and kind of protect his value, perform well at the World Cup, and then that justifies a club paying big money for him. He might think that there's a better chance if he goes to the World Cup and performs, that he might secure a better fee. He'll go to PSG. He's definitely not going the Middle East. Yeah, he's not going the PSG to the Middle East, I promise you that. Mo Salah is 100,000 million % staying in Europe. And I think it's going to be, a PSG, a Madrid, a Barca, a Bayern, an Inter, maybe an AC. It's going to be a team like that. Maybe even a Juventus. It's going to be a team at the top end of the league, whichever league it is. He'd smash it in Ligue 1. Yeah, he'd do well at PSG. Gary, do you see the World Cup continuing in its present state? It just doesn't interest me as much as club football. Am I wrong? I love the World Cup. I really appreciate the World Cup because I feel like it's more than just football. Like every 4 years, you don't remember where you were when you was watching a particular World Cup and kind of who you was with, who you watched it with, what you was up to in life. I remember the 94 World Cup, the 98 World Cup, 2002, and all those stages where I was in my life at that time. And I love the World Cup for like nostalgia as much as anything. He won't get in any of those teams, though. He'll sit on the bench at PSG. I think he'd get in the Real Madrid team. Yeah, I think he'd get in the Real Madrid team. On that right-hand side, I don't see Rodrigo getting in over him. I think Salah would get in over Rodrigo, and Rodrigo's obviously injured at the moment. Ball down the right-hand side. Kante, pull back. Again, too easy. I'm not hyped for this one, but a couple of days before I will be. Who do you think is going to win this week? This week? This World Cup, I assume you mean. I don't know. I really don't know. Spain, I would be my guess to now. Type in a hotel for any of the games. Canada and Mexico way cheaper. Have you seen the Swiss player has been refused entry into the US? But he's in the Swiss squad because they play a couple of games in Mexico and Canada. And if they get through to the knockouts, they play again in Mexico and Canada. So he'll be able to play for his country, but only in those nations, not in the US. Mad, innit? If my grandpa had balls. Fair enough. No, Salah would do good at Arsenal. Good ball in. Chance far post. Oh, unlucky. Cleared away again. Ivory Coast. Good defending. 90 World Cup was my first. And who do you think is going to win? Or what is your prediction for Algeria v Austria? I think Algeria will win that one. I don't see Austria doing much this World Cup. It's going to be a goal kick. Oh, he's given a corner. That was never a corner. Kai, not France World Cup winner. No, not for me, mate. I think Spain. Maybe. Do you know what? I tell you what. Netherlands could be an outside chance. Even though we watched Netherlands last night get beat by Algeria, I do think Netherlands have got a chance. There's a mathematician who has predicted the winners of the last 3 World Cups. He uses an algorithm, some sort of a calculation. He's a mathematician, and he's predicted accurately the last 3 winners of the last World Cups before the tournaments. And he's predicted the Netherlands win this one. Be interesting to see if he's right again. Good ball in, headed away, too easy. Brendan, I could see a Dortmund or a Lazio big enough that he's still at the top end of things, but he would be the star name. Lazio? Not after playing for Roma. He's not going to go to Lazio, surely. Portugal are my outside bet. Go ahead, the Portuguese. France way too strong. Yeah, France have got the best squad, but I just wonder whether they've got the hunger. Feels like France is a... I don't know, I just don't feel like France have got it anymore. Practicing Donna. Damn, spelt what? That's so bad. Is Deschamps still at France? He is, yes, he is. He is still at France. He's France manager. He's France manager now. He's on the touchline tonight in Nantes at the Stade Beaujoire or Beaujoire. Stade de la Beaujoire in Nantes. That's where we are. Predicted or just has the FIFA executives on the bankroll? Chance! Oh, it's there! It's 2-1 Ivory Coast! They've done it! They've won it! Is it Ahmad? It is! It's Amad Diallo! Bottom corner, great ball in. Who says France are going to win it? No chance. The Ivory Coast have scored. It's 2-1. 5 minutes left and they've done it. Go on! Ivory Coast in front. Booyah! Amad Diallo! Excellent goal. Ahmad off the bench. Bottom corner. Really, really good finish, this one, actually. Really good finish. Yeah, I know I agree with what you're saying, Brendan. I agree with what you're saying. I think that's a fair point. Maxence Lacroix got it away, but just couldn't quite get it far enough. Really poor. Really, really poor from France there defensively. And then the ball goes down the right-hand side. Ahmad picks up a really good position about on the penalty spot, and he just arrives right in time. It's a lovely ball. Excellent ball, pulled back in, and Ahmad, bottom corner, no chance at all. No chance for the keeper there. Mike Magnan, absolutely done. And it's there. It's absolutely boxed. Doué with the cross. Doué now has got a goal and an assist in this game. And it's not the Doué that we all thought. It's his brother. It's his brother, Guela Doué of Strasbourg, who might be one to watch, maybe. If any teams need a young up-and-coming right-back, Guela Doué, who's 23, still a young right-back. He's got a goal and an assist in tonight's game. One to watch going forward, Strasbourg's Guela Doué. You did, Clarky. You called it. Yeah, you did. Now France come back at it. Here we go. Is there going to be another goal? Another late goal here. Ball whipped in. Mateta. Oh, flicked on near post. The game's come alive again. We've had about 20 changes. 20 changes to the players on the pitch. And it's just disrupted everything. It's just all the game's rhythms totally been sapped out of it. And Ivory Coast have pounced. They've deserved this one. They have deserved to win tonight. Great goal from Cherki in the first half, but 2 really good goals second half. Ivory Coast have turned it round. Paris will be on fire tonight then. This is the sort of thing, right? So I don't believe France are that resilient to setbacks. I feel like what we'll see is France probably... There'll be toys thrown out the pram after tonight. I think you might see a World Cup a little bit like the one we saw after 2002 or in 2002. Remember when France won the World Cup in 98? They won Euro 2000 and they went to 2002 World Cup in South Korea, Japan as favourites. Overwhelming favourites. And they fluffed it and they went out in the group stages. I think we'll see a bit more of that. That's what I expect to see from France this tournament. An early exit. Maybe not group stages, but maybe, I don't know, maybe group stages. Who knows? They might not. But I think they are going to, I think we're going to see a bit of a downfall with France this year. Not quite up there competing. They're a fabulous side. I just don't see them winning the World Cup. I think they've got issues throughout the side. And they can't quite fit all those attackers in. And how do you work with that dynamic? If you're Ousmane Dembele and you've won the Ballon d'Or, how are you not playing? And what more do you need to do but win trebles and win the Champions League? What more do you need to do to start? And he's not starting. Deschamps isn't starting him. So then what's he like behind the scenes? Is he happy on the bench? I would imagine no. These players, these world-class players are not built with humility. They don't think, we'll think of the team first. That doesn't happen. Ivory Coast again. Go on, lad. Make it 3. Edge of the box. Hit it. Oh, nearly 3. Oh, big chance. Excellent chance. It was Bazumana Touré, the young lad from Hoffenheim. Ball gets pulled back and Bazumana Touré there just got underneath the ball. 2 points for Wigan. Joachim, yes, no one understands Pepe. He needs more love. Nicolas Pepe, Arsenal's finest. Oh, there you go. All right, who's coming on? Barcola for Thuram. Another player, Barcola. Lots of very talented players. Just nobody that I look at and think match winner. Coming off. Right, well, we've only got 90 seconds of normal time here. I don't think France are going to do much here. Are Ivory Coast at the World Cup? They are, Matthew. Yes, they're at the World Cup. They are there. Should be a really good tournament. Gary says, what South American country has the best chance of possibly winning the World Cup? I'm telling you, don't sleep on Ecuador, Gary. Ecuador is the dark horse for me. Argentina will sure be up there. I don't rate Brazil. I don't think this Brazil side will go far. But Ecuador, really promising defence. They conceded 5 goals, all qualifying. They beat Brazil in qualifying. They've got a back 4 of Hincapié, Pacho, Ordonez, who's really talented, and Purvis Estupinan. They've got Moise Caicedo sat in front of him. They've got the likes of Kendry Paez, who's a talented young boy as well. They've got lots of players who can hurt the opposition, but defensively they're really tough to break down. And I think if those defensive players have a solid tournament, Ecuador will be really hard to beat. So keep an eye out for Ecuador. Very good side. Joe, are you going to take a break after the World Cup? Probably not. No, I'll probably still be here, but it'll just be bits and bobs. I don't know. It depends. I guess what games are on around that time. Because once the World Cup finishes, you've got the Champions League qualifiers, you've got the Europa League qualifiers, the Conference League qualifiers, the Championship starts a couple of weeks after the World Cup final. So, yeah, no, probably not. I'll probably be straight back to it. We'll just keep streaming every single day, as we always do. Corner to France. We got 5 minutes of added time. Headed away. And Ivory Coast now on the counter. This is where they can hurt them. Go and kill them off, lad. Go on. Good ball. Oh, straight through to Manyan. Unlucky. Oh, the Intertoto Cup. Johnston's paint. Brendan, hear me out. Maybe Areola gets on the phone sharpish and someone digs out that 2-year contract. No! Salah is not coming back to Liverpool. Fremo, are they winning? They are, mate. Yeah, they're winning. They've deserved to win as well. There's only 4 minutes left. I don't think so, Kai, no. What's your next watch-along, Key? Next watch-along is Saturday night. England against New Zealand. If you've not already, do us a favour. Hit like, hit subscribe. Ball played over to the right-hand side. Good claim from the keeper. Excellent claim. And Liverpool pre-season, of course. Yes, yeah, Pete, yeah. Do you get paid for going live, or is it only in Super Chats? I don't get Super Chats on here anymore, mate. No, don't get Super Chats at all. Gooners Villains. How's it going, mate? Ryan, Portugal or Spain for me? Come on, Ivory Coast and Iraq. You're doing England proud. Ivory Coast have been brilliant. They have, haven't they, Saf? Yeah. Really good performance today from them. Yeah, not a to be honest, France were in front at half-time, and then we've seen France make 7, 8, 9, 10 changes. It just disrupts the rhythm of the game. It's difficult to put too much on a friendly, but it will upset Deschamps. It will upset France, this, because Ivory Coast, I think, have been overall the better team. They have created the best chances. I do think. Iraq might win the World Cup. Somehow I don't think so, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. Right, boys and girls, take it easy. I don't even know. You're going Saturday, depending on what I'm doing with my family. Take it easy, mate. Take it easy. Joe, why have you turned Super Chats off? I've not turned them off, mate. No, I don't have them on this channel because it's a new channel. You need to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to get Super Chats. So I can't do Super Chats on here. Probably until maybe the middle of the World Cup. So, yeah, no Super Chats. I'm not monetized on this channel because it's brand new. I only created it about a week and a half ago. So, still, I mean, to be honest, we're making good progress. Oh, what a ball. Ivory Coast in again. It should be 3. Go on, lad. Hit it. Oh, he's gone too far wide. Still a chance. Oh, shot on target and Manyang claims it. That was better. Unlucky. How has the difficulties with the other channel affected the long-term viability of doing this full-time, if you don't mind me asking? No, mate, you know me. I'm an open book. I'll tell you anything. How's it affected it? It's not helped. It's certainly not helped. I thought it would be, obviously, if it was Premier League Dad, I don't mind telling you the World Cup was going to be a very, very lucrative time. For 6 weeks' work, it was going to be very, very lucrative. Unfortunately, I'm now not monetized, so I don't make a penny throughout the World Cup. But I'm hoping that the World Cup will have a similar effect to the AFCON. The AFCON had a transformative effect on the channel. We basically grew from 5,000 subscribers to 24,000 subscribers in a very short space of time, 3-4 months. So the World Cup might have a similar effect. Then again, it might not. So we'll see. I'm going to be here for next season. But yeah, it's definitely, it's slowed things down. It's not the end of the world. We've got a sponsor for the World Cup. So you'll find that out in the next couple of days, and that's kind of helped things a little bit. But until now, we'll be okay. Yeah, we'll be all right. But it's not been. It was a kick in the balls when what happened to Premier League Dad happened to it. That was a kick in the balls. But we recover, we move on. Life goes on, eh? Life goes on. Right, 20 seconds left. France knocked the ball long. And this is the last chance. Emerse Faye, the Ivory Coast manager, fist bumps the air. He's looking for his players. One last defensive. Just clear this ball. They've won it. And he's blown up, has he? Has he blown up? Has he blown up? Of course he has. Come on. No, he's not yet. Come on. Now he has. There you go. It's pointless, that referee. There you go. Ivory Coast win. Gwella Doué, the star of the show, the right back from Ivory Coast, goal and an assist from right back, one to watch. Young Gwella Doué, brother of Desiree Doué. Right, lots of love, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good night. I appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you so much. Key clearly built a good following to have the faith and guts to start a new channel. Guts. I don't know about guts. It's just one of them. You have to do it. I either stuck with the old one or went and created a new one. But hey, listen, it is what it is. We go again and we'll see what happens. Right. That's me for tonight. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate you. Lots of love. I will see you all Saturday. I'm not back tomorrow. I am back Saturday for England, New Zealand. Our first look at England on US soil against New Zealand. It's a friendly on one of the pitches that they're playing on as well. So should be good. Should be interesting. Harry Kane v Chris Wood. Have a lovely Friday night. Have a great end to your week, whatever you're doing. If you've not already, do me a favour. Hit like on the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you so much for all of your continued comments and support. Love you lots. Really do appreciate you. Take it easy. Have a nice night. See you.